Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Today is episode 152. 152. This is all my notes for today. This is going to be a short show because I have one thing to show you. Welcome to my knitting channel. I have one WIP. Just one. I've been working on a double layer rainbow hat, and the yarn is called Drunken Unicorn, and it's from Mitchell's Creations. And if you're following along at home, I made half of this hat already. It's right here. And I did not like the way the color was pooling. Just didn't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. I just don't like it. Just not crazy about it. So I redid it a different way. And this is what it looks like now. And I love it. I love it. Love it. So then when I got to 94 rows, I added in the black so that it's starting this way now. See how it's starting. So they're getting longer. And I'm going to continue with this because if I don't like this, if it's too much like the other one and I don't like it, that can be the inside of the hat because it's double layered. So I'll just push that up into the inside, and this will be the side that you show because I really like the top. And I really like all of this. I also went down 8 stitches. I went to 130, 136. Whatever is 8 minus 144. Because 144 is what I usually make my hats at on a 275, but this is Platinum Sock from Wool to Die For base, and I know that is going to be just a smidge too large for my head, so I'm going down 8, just one increase. I'm leaving off 1 increase, and it should be fine. So I'm halfway done now with this, and then pretty cool. Yeah, I really like it. So there's 2 in this yarn. There's black, and then there's 2 sets of rainbows at either ends of the skein of the loopy. So yeah, I love this so much. I'm just going to keep going until it's done. The other, that's all I've been working on is this hat. Remember last week we had the whole gauge swatching incident, which really made me mad. I decided after that, I'm going to push off the shrug that I wanted to make, and instead I was going to make arm warmers because I have so much yarn for arm warmers, so many skeins for arm warmers, and I've never made a pair for myself. I don't understand why not, but I figured before I end up trying to fit my back and an entire sleeve, I could do a hand and wrist. I have this DK sock yarn, and I have another one. I have another skein of it, but I don't know the brand. I don't have the thing. The tag is not in here, and the other skein, it's in 50-gram skeins. It's this really pretty raisin, like a raisin color. Very pretty. So anyway, we know that my gauge on 4mm needles never changes no matter what. So I showed you this gauge swatch last time. This is the one I was going. This is going to be a arm warmer. This is fingering weight. This is Hue Loco Fight Like a Girl. And then some mohair that I dyed myself. But I don't want to be doing a first time thing with mohair because I don't like ripping mohair out is up. You don't want to overwork mohair. You really don't want to overwork it because it'll start falling out and stuff like that. So this is DK weight sock yarn that I bought because it was affordable. It was at my LYS, my former LYS. I'll go get the other hank to show you what it is in the color because if you're here and you like goth stuff, you'll love this. So I wanted to try it out and I didn't know if I would make socks or if I would make something else because I have this love-hate relationship with socks because okay, I tried to make socks once and they were worsted weight. But I found out that I have a high arch and a high instep, so none of the socks were fitting, so I had to buy this book about socks by Kate somebody, and it was how to custom fit your socks. So I gave up because fingering weight, no, I'm not, like that's too much. I want to make things in a larger gauge before I go to fingering weight because it's so much more work and it's so much more work to fix it. So like I don't mind worsted or DK. I'll experiment with those and rip it back and do it again and as many times as I need to get it. I don't care. But fingering weight, absolutely not. Because it's so much more work for very little progress, so you don't see that you've made a mistake till you're far in, and then it's just easier for me to do this. So I think I bought this to try to make socks, and then I just never did it, and now I'm like, hey, why don't we, I think I started actually, because there's increases here, which would have been right here at the wrist for the thumb. But I wasn't sure I wanted a thumb, remember? I wasn't sure if I was just gonna leave it open. But sometimes the thumb holes, if you do that, like you fit to here, then you have like a giant part of your meaty thumb out, and I don't like that either. So I think this was when I was gonna, this feels big. Did I not do a 10%? Because that, look at how big that is. That's not gonna fit. So I was gonna do the same as Sock Fit, do the 10% negative ease in the palm part from here up. From here down, I was going to let it be big and blousy like the slouchy socks we used to have in the 80s because I thought that would look cuter. Not this big. This is way too big. This fits like up here. So I was going to do the arm warmers because once I figure that pattern out, I have like at least half a dozen self-striping yarns to make at least 6, probably more, but at least 6. And I've ordered more. I've got more coming because Hobby had a 4th of July sale. Where they're like in Denmark or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'll show you that next time because it's not here yet. What was I talking about? Right. So I was gonna do hand warmers and figure that out, and then here's another one. I have long ago lost. Yeah, I showed you this. I didn't tell you what this was listed because I don't know. I've lost the thing, but it's called Unicorn Toots. That I remember, but I don't remember who it's from. I've had this for a very, very long time. More self-striping. What else am I going to do with it? I don't even like stripes. Whatever. So, oh my God, I was going to do fingerless mitts. And then I thought, but you have 3 dogs that are going to need sweaters in a couple months. And I should probably get on that. And then I was like, I had a list of everyone's measurements, because I sat here one day and measured everybody, and I have no idea where that list is. No clue where I put it, what I wrote it in. I have checked every single notebook I have, and if you're like me, do you have a million notebooks? I have a million freaking notebooks. It's not in any of my notebooks. I'm pretty sure I put it on the last page. I've checked all of them. It's not there. So I have to remeasure everyone, and they weren't very cooperative the first time. So I'm worried about doing it again. And then that's a whole other, a whole other can of worms. Is that what I want to say? Can of worms. Whole other can of worms. To try to get 3 dogs to sit for measurements and sweater try-ons. And my girl Lola, she was great at it. She did not mind. So was my boy Kampa. He loved wearing anything I put on. He was so excited to wear anything. But the dogs I have now, Pops really likes wearing stuff. But he's kind of old, so he's not the best with like putting arms in and out, of stuff. So, but he's the smallest, so he'd go first. So both of those things, the dog sweaters and the arm warmers, have the same gauge. They have the same 4mm needles, because that's what I do. Yeah. I was thinking of doing the Stephen West pet knits, but I gotta say, I bought the pet knits, but I was not crazy about the increases over the back. My pattern that I use is JL Dog Sweater Generator or something. The increases go on the chest and are just gorgeous. So when your dogs are sitting, it's like this little focal point right down their chest, and it's so pretty. So I'm going to use that as the base, and because it's very easy. You do the neck, and then you measure from the base of the neck to the top of the arm. And since I know my stitch and row count, it's not going to be hard for me to figure that out, as I can pretty much map that whole thing out. And I have all of my notes from Lola's, and Pops is about the same size as Lola, only like a pound less, and a boy, so his sweater will stop at the bottom of his rib cage, where hers went all the way to her thigh, to her back leg, went all the way, covered her belly to her back leg. So his is going to stop there and then go along the back, working flat, which is so weird. How does working the round and working flat is the same? Makes no freaking sense to me. I don't know how I got like 3 different gauges on fingering weight, but then DK on the 4mm needles, it's all the same. It makes no freaking sense to me at all. No sense. Whatever. I give up. I give up on gauge. It's a suggestion. It's a suggestion now. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a suggestion. I'm gonna go grab this yarn so I can tell you what it is. This yarn is Socks Yeah DK Coupnits. $11.60. $11.60. So 22 something, 22, 23 $23 for 100 grams. Not too bad. This color is gorgeous. It's like a raisiny burgundy wine raisin. It's not quite brown enough to be raisin. I don't know, sometimes raisins come off brown to me. There's no brown here. This is one of my favorite. It's almost heathered too. There's a bit of a heathery red and purple going on. Really, really pretty. Are you doing Tour de Fleece? I was going to, but I'm a terrible spinner, and I have the eel wheel, electric eel wheel. I have two of them. I have the Nano and the 6.0. What I have a small one, and then I bought the small one to spin on, and then the bigger one to ply. But I suck at both. Like, very, very bad. I think I don't understand spinning at all. I don't understand. I don't know if I'm over twisting or under twisting, but something is not happening. And then someone said, choose a drop spindle first. So then you see how the spin is, and then you try to recreate it with the wheel. And I was like, you have a lot of faith in me, because I don't know what I don't know what the correct spin is, right? I don't know how you know that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how you know that. Like, either it's the spin stays or it doesn't. Like, that's how I look at it, is it's spun or not. So also, I can't tell you how many art bats I have. A lot. I have at least 6, probably at least 6. I also have some felting, like sculptures. I also have some felting, the painting. They call it wool painting, where that's the 2-dimension. You do that on something, and then the felting is the needle felting is the 3D. Like, I have a pumpkin one and some cats. Don't know how to do that either. I made a brick one time, just messing around. Just a brick. It was very hard, and I was like, I'm not doing this right. I feel like the things that would make me understand it are things people don't say. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, and that's been my whole life, I always have weird questions that people are like, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you asking that? But that's the key to getting me to understand it. Like, I don't know how dense the felt is supposed to be. Like, with wet felting, it's very easy, because you just do it till your arms are burning and you can't do it anymore, right? You're like, okay, this is good enough. I can stop. But, like, the needle felting is like, you can just keep adding wool and keep felting. Like, just keep going. And then there's different sizes of the needle, and then mine just have holes all over. I don't know how you get it without the holes. Mine just have a million holes. But no one tells you, like, how it should feel and how it should look, and they just say it shouldn't have deep holes, but how do you know when to stop? Do you know what I mean? So anyway, that's why I knit. That's so easy. You just read the pattern, right? Obviously, I don't know. I don't know. Um, 35 minutes. This is going to be a short show. I'm sorry. Or you're welcome, depending. Right? Depending on where you're at. I will probably not have the hat done next week or next time. Probably won't. But also, it's July, so I wanted to start thinking about my winter knits and what I'm going to make for winter. So that'll probably be the next show, or maybe because I start my fall knitting is August, September, and October. And so all I have is Cozy Ritual with Advent. And I know exactly what that is. But there's also a bunch of sweaters I want to make this year. Since I made my my cropped sweaters earlier, I know what I want to do for a sweater now, so I can write those out. Because I just do my own. I found my own math for the armhole depth and stuff. So V-neck armhole depth on 4 millimeters, it's never going to change. So I have. Oh crap! You're right. I do. I have a mohair one that started, and I don't want to. I'm already going to have to rip that back, so I don't want to do that again. So I'm going to have to find something, a DK that's not fluffy, and do that for. I'm sure I have a bunch of skeins waiting to be overdyed black that I got on clearance or on a sale or something, because I always do that. If I see something on sale, I'll buy a sweater quantity if it's cheap enough, and then I'll just throw them all in a stock pot and dye them black, and then I got a sweater. So I think I have some alpaca or something. But I think those are light enough blue, I could probably go a purple. Purple or burgundy. Those are like the two colors, like purple and burgundy. But I mostly wear black, so I'd be fine just wearing black, to be honest. I also want to do some cardigans. Remember? Leslie Friend's Bordeaux cardigan with the buttons? Still think about that. I still think about it all the time. The Bordeaux colored yarn she got in Bordeaux, France, with the matching buttons that I'm jealous of. Should make it like a grandpa cardigan or something. But see, if I make a cardigan, it's going to be black, because then I can wear something colorful underneath it, or a thing around. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's the show for today. I have nothing. So, yeah, maybe next time I'll do my fall. I like doing that because then I actually go through stuff and see what I want for my wardrobe and what can be done and what I have the yarn for, and that's really helpful for me planning. Otherwise, I get stuck making a rainbow hat that I will wear but is not part of my dream wardrobe that I'm trying to do. Remember, I'm trying to be more mindful about what I make and not just make stuff because I don't have anything else to do. Like, I want to have purpose in my knitting, because otherwise what am I doing? I'm making a rainbow hat for no reason. I should be making dog sweaters. That's what I should be doing. All right, maybe when I'm done here, I'll measure everybody, and I'm going to put it in this. This is a message for future me. It's in your show notes. Your show notes. God damn it. Show notes starts with episode 146. 146. It's going to be right here in the back, on the back page. Everyone's measurements, okay? So when I forget, someone can remind me. That's where I put them. I gotta get my bread in the oven before it overproofs. So anyway, I don't know what's happening. Do you know does anyone know what? I don't think anyone knows what's happening. I'm just trying to hide out in my little slice of heaven and get through each day. Get through each day. Try to, you know, I don't know. I'm just depressing myself now. So, take care of yourselves. See you next time. Okay?